What is going on, YouTube? So coming back today with a video off the subject of the NBA draft, all that, which I'm kind of glad about. So today I wanted to talk about just the general statement that Deshaun Watson made, I believe it was today, saying that he wants the Cowboys to trade Dak and Romo and then draft him. I thought it was a good way to segue just into talking about Deshaun Watson and how I feel about him in the 2017 NFL draft, where I feel like he projects in terms of quarterbacks, and, you know, really compared to Mitch Trubisky, how good is he? And, I mean, let's be honest here, Deshaun Watson pretty much solely led a team. I can't say solely because the Clemson played a well-rounded game. They were a very talented team all the way through, but Deshaun Watson definitely proved that he's one of the best, if not the best, quarterback in college football in this past season. He beat Lamar Jackson, the Heisman winner. He was tremendously hot down the stretch, and obviously dominated Ohio State through and through, which no one expected, and then obviously beat Alabama on that last-second very clutch touchdown. Now, I guess to answer the whole question, do I feel like Deshaun Watson would fit in Dallas? And I mean, yeah, let's be honest here, his only real concern is being injury prone and, long-term health. And with what is likely the best offensive line in football, I think he'd be fine. I guess that would take care of that. So that would be a cool way to look at it. Obviously, if Dak has success there, Dak's a tremendous quarterback, no doubt. Him and Deshaun have a lot of the same types of intangibles. Dak did some great things at Mississippi State, while Deshaun did some great things at Clemson. I mean, obviously, Dak leading Mississippi State to an eventual number 1 ranking during the 2014 season, and then Deshaun Watson just leading Clemson to an overall natty. So yeah, I mean, I think it'd be a good fit. Do I think it's going to happen? No. Would they draft Deshaun if he, slips to the second round, which I don't think will happen, and, need a little bit of an insurance policy if they get rid of Romo? Sure. But I would not like to see that. I'd really like to see Deshaun get a fair shot to start and kind of be the face of the franchise, because I think he's that type of quarterback. If you guys saw, I made a video last year talking about how I actually thought Deshaun was the best quarterback prospect since Cam Newton. And, that might be stretching it a little far at this point. Some of his shortcomings, inconsistencies at the beginning of the season kind of hampered his draft stock a little bit. Granted, still had a tremendous season, obviously a legendary season, especially in Clemson football history. And I still believe that he's up there. I do think he will be the best quarterback out of this draft class when it's all said and done. I do think Trubisky is going to be drafted first. The fact that Trubisky doesn't have a whole lot of injury history, Deshaun ended up missing an entire season, and then, has that fat brace on his knee just from leg injuries. And, I think that's a big up for Trubisky, but I do think that if healthy, Deshaun will be much better than Trubisky long term. Granted, it depends on the situations they end up in, but that's where I stand on the whole thing. Would it be cool if he went to Dallas and ended up playing? Sure, but I'd like to see Dak be successful in Dallas as well. To be honest, there's a few situations that I really like Deshaun with. First and foremost, and this is because Tannehill just came out yesterday and said that he will forego surgery, but I really like the idea of Deshaun Watson with the Miami Dolphins, assuming, Tannehill's been injured a lot in the last couple of seasons, and, that ACL, I believe it was ACL, the injury he had this year that knocked him out for the season was sad to watch. Granted, he's foregoing surgery, or he's passing on surgery, and, that might make his injury proneness a little bit higher in the future, and maybe even this season, giving Deshaun a chance. Deshaun will get to stay on the East Coast, not too far away from where he played ball in college at Clemson. Another situation that I really like Deshaun with right now is the Houston Texans. I don't know, I mean, he's big on Dallas, maybe he likes Houston. The Texans obviously need a quarterback. And then the third is an interesting one, but I think they're just a quarterback away right now. Simeon had an okay season, but I think that the Denver Broncos would be an interesting fit for Deshaun Watson as well. I'm sure there's other fits, that I could look deeper into, but those are the top 3 that really bounce off of my mind. when I'm thinking when I'm just having the initial thought of where I would like to see him play. But anyway, I could talk about Deshaun Watson for a while. I did genuinely believe he was one of the best players in college football this past season, if not the best, and that was kind of reaffirmed to everyone in the nation after he brought home that national championship for Clemson. Anyway, that'll pretty much do it. I do want to give a little trade deadline recap, maybe my thoughts. I'm trying to think of a way to frame that, that it's actually, not just vomiting up information for you guys to see over again after the trade deadline yesterday. But anyway, that's pretty much it. See ya.